All right, folks, gather on, because America's about to run out of money it doesn't have for things it maybe kind of sort of promise. Again, yes, the U.S. government is careening toward another shutdown. The fiscal year clock strikes midnight October 1st, and boom, half the building closes, half the lights go out, and half the bureaucrats go home, or maybe get mailed a "you're fired" memo. We don't know yet. The script's still being written. And now, for the uninitiated, a government shutdown doesn't mean the president goes home and they play kumbaya until someone figures it out. It means the government can't legally spend money it hasn't been appropriated. Agencies furlough, programs pause, national parks close, and the rest of us try to figure out whether the IRS is still going to show up or just ghost us. Here's the math of madness. The Department of Health and Human Services plans to furlough about 32,460 employees, and that's 41% of its workforce. They're prepared to send home 64% of staff. The NIH, 75% could be idle. Meanwhile, FDA will try to limp along, retaining 86% of staff, and Medicare/Medicaid oversight keeps approximately 53% of workers. That means while your butt still might get a pill approved, the folks who watch for the next virus might be out golfing. What's more, the White House is telling agencies to draft mass firing plans, not just furloughs, but permanent cuts for roles that don't align with the president's priorities. That's like telling your plumbing department, hey, if the toilet's not a priority job, pack up your wrench and scram. If you're an air traffic controller trying to get train stuff done, sorry, new hires and training stop. The FAA says a funding lapse will pull the brakes on training programs. Airlines and airports might scramble trying to fill gaps, delay flights, or send you on endless TSA lines. Meanwhile, what's Congress doing? Arguing, negotiating, shouting, taking confetti guns to the budget documents. Republicans want a clean funding extension. Democrats want health care subsidies extended, Medicaid protections. You name it, each side accuses the other of shutting down the government. Trump says if it shuts down, it'll be their fault. They've met at the White House. They've met at Capitol Hill. They're meeting over cigars, over coffee, over leftover sandwiches. Still, no deal. The deadline's creeping. Midnight, Tuesday night, the budget runs out. There's talk that more than 100,000 federal workers might resign voluntarily or under pressure as the atmosphere of fear and intimidation sweeps agencies. The government isn't just shutting off for a few days. Some of these decisions might be permanent. And if it all goes dark, national parks shut. Your dream of seeing Old Faithful? Poof. TSA and airport lines get uglier. Flight delays become the new normal. Scientific research pauses. Disease prevention guidance thin. Health agencies can't monitor outbreaks or send messages. IRS might still collect, but customer service, forget it. And for all this chaos, the taxpayer still pays for the shutdown itself because salaries stop and start, contracts get disrupted, waste piles up, it's inefficiency on steroids. In short, the government shuts down, but bureaucratic inertia keeps the mess rolling. Why does this keep happening? Because it's the ultimate power game. Congress and the president use the threat of full government shutdown like a game of chicken, dare the other side to blink. Meanwhile, people whose lives depend on these non-partisan agencies pay the price. And half the time, the articles of budget get stuffed with pet projects, pork, ideological demands, and none of which have anything to do with keeping the lights on. It's like two siblings arguing over who gets to hold the remote, and they unplug the TV altogether just to prove a point, and the dog watching them is terrified they'll unplug his food bowl next. So here we are at the precipice of shutting down a government we didn't build, spending money we didn't raise, arguing over things we can't afford, for promises we can't trust. But don't worry, once the screaming stops, the funding gets pushed through, a continuing resolution passes, and Congress pat themselves on the back for saving the country. Until next time, because this is how America says hello, dramatic, dysfunctional, and entirely predictable. You want the real joke? We keep giving them the stage, the power, the checks, and every few years we act surprised when they shut the place down for lack of agreement. So there it is, the grand American government shutdown, the circus's way of telling us, hey, we can't do anything until we agree on who gets to boss who. Thanks for coming. Tip your waitress, and unless she's furloughed too.